Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I am so excited to be here, and let me bring on Pauline Reilly, who is joining me today. And this is such an exciting day. Let me start by saying how incredibly grateful I am to have Pauline joining my team as my new community manager for this Facebook group, Anne's Art Club. And I know it is the beginning of yet another fabulous chapter in our creative journey together. And I'm so blessed to bring her on so that you can get to know her today. Many of you know her already, but many of you are brand new. So I'm excited to be here, and let me do a little bit of an intro before we jump in. I let in over 104 people this morning, so welcome to each and every one of you. You're going to love it here inside Anne's Art Club, and I am Anne LaFollette. So for those of you who are new here, I actually had to completely reinvent myself after I lost my corporate job. And I discovered surface design, which is what this creative community is all about. And I cannot wait for you to learn more about it and for you to get involved in this incredibly supportive and encouraging community of creatives like you. So enough about my story. I want to say good morning to Tamari, who's here. And I always like to do a sound check before we get started. So let me check also that I am seeing that everything is working properly. And then you guys can give me a thumbs up and tell us if the sound is good. That's the first thing I always like to do, and frequently I forget. So hold on one second. Let me come down here. Yep, I can see us. This is awesome. Let me click here and make sure my volume is off. So Tamari's here, Lurleen is here, Janet is here, and so many familiar faces. And Deborah Paradis is here as well. Welcome, 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 everyone. So,
Hello.
3 cheers for Pauline Reilly. 3 cheers for Pauline Reilly. So, Pauline, my sweet, sweet friend, let's get started with a little bit of an introduction since there are so many people who are new inside Anne's Art Club. First of all, where are you in the world?
I'm in Wales in the United Kingdom. So if you look at the map, I'm about halfway up on the left.
So if you look at the map, you're about halfway up on the left.
On the
Okay,
left.
excellent.
Yeah,
And
that's me.
how close are you to the ocean or the
Um,
mountains? Or tell us a little
we're
bit about
probably,
what it looks like near you.
oh, it's beautiful here. I'm on the edge of a village, so we're not really remote where I am, but I can be remote in 20 minutes, which is fab. When we can travel, I can get a train into London from Chester, which takes a couple of hours. I can be at the seaside in about 20 minutes. And we're about 7 miles from Chester, which is a beautiful city. So we're in such a beautiful place. We're so lucky, really. And
That's
having had this
fabulous.
lockdown, we've had all this lovely scenery around us. So very lucky, really.
It is. You and I mean, many, many of us are blessed by the environment in which we live and having outdoor space near us so that we can actually continue to enjoy getting outside, even if we can't see any friends.
Mm.
And so the photograph that you sent me that I used in the announcement post about your new exciting role, what park was that taken in? Is that fairly close by?
No, that was when we were allowed to travel. That was back in
Okay.
back in August last year. Really exciting. A friend of mine who I met through owning our dog, Beth, also takes photographs, and I asked her would she do me some photographs when I was redoing my website, and she said yes. So we went to this beautiful park, and a little bit of inside info. It's in black and white because I'd not had my hair coloured for about 5 months, like the world and his wife. And I felt as though I looked a mess. And I know that it's not just about that. But so she said, we'll put them in black and white and it'll just look classy and no one will know.
And it does. It's just a fantastic picture. You are in your element,
Yeah.
holding your sketch pad in the
Yeah.
outdoors. It's just a beautiful, beautiful
I kept getting
photograph.
lost. She'd say to me, are we going to go somewhere else and take a picture? Because I'd just started drawing and So yeah, so it was lovely. It was a lovely afternoon.
That's awesome. So now tell us a little bit more about yourself, right? You have a fabulous husband and you have a fabulous dog. So talk to us a little bit about your nuclear family.
Yeah, Jed's my husband. We've been married 33 years. We were a holiday romance. I met him on holiday in the Lake District.
Really?
And yeah, because I lived on the other side of the country in the northeast, so I met him on holiday in the Lake District. So we used to travel and see each other on the train. So it was very brief encounter without the affair part. So um, and then we got married and we moved over to this side of the country, and we've lived all over. We lived in Warrington, we lived in Liverpool, we lived near Manchester, and we've settled where we are now, really. Judd always says we've got one more move in us, but we're pretty settled here now. We've got a gorgeous dog called Indiana, who is a Vizsla. I think in America you pronounce it Vizsla. And yeah, she's beautiful. So she keeps us very busy, and so pleased that we had her through lockdown because she's definitely given us focus.
I bet. I bet. And I don't think that you and I have talked about this, but my sister-in-law, my husband, my brother's wife, their family just got a Vizsla or Vizsla,
Yeah.
and it's this gorgeous like gray color. Yours is like this beautiful rust, right?
Oh,
Rust
right.
kind of brick or something.
Yes, yeah.
But I guess
Yeah.
maybe it's a mix or something. But they're beautiful, beautiful
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they
short
are,
hair
yeah.
dogs, really, really
Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super fun. Super fun.
Oh, super fun.
So Susan Palmer wants to know if your husband looks like Mr. Darcy since you met him in the Lake District.
Oh, wow.
From
What can I say? Let me just say, he's my Mr. Darcy.
There you go. He's your Mr. Darcy. That's the
Yeah,
perfect
he hasn't.
answer.
Yeah, he hasn't got his long and ruffled necktie on today, though. He's casual today.
Okay, that's outstanding.
Great question.
So tell us about your creative journey, because one of the things that's so special about Anne's Universe and Anne's Art Club, in particular, this community, this creative community, is that everyone's art journey is totally unique. So share your journey with us.
Well, I would say I've always been creative in that I've always made things, even from being, a youngster making jewellery. And at school, I thought I could draw until I got into seniors. And I know this is the case for a lot of people, but my art teacher was very much into fine art. And because I couldn't already draw and probably would never have drawn to that fine art style, she just wasn't interested and kind of told me I couldn't draw. And so then I believed her. And I let one person tell me for sort of 40 years that I couldn't draw, which I now think is ridiculous, but hey ho. So, but in spite of that, I've upholstered furniture, I've made cards, I did stamping, I've done silver clay jewelry, I've always been creative. And then I met you and you changed my life. Because you told me everyone can draw, and you're quite right.
Everyone totally can draw. We just draw differently, but that's what makes the world interesting.
Absolutely. If you can write, you can draw. That's why they make us practice writing at school every day as a child, to improve the writing that you do. And so obviously if you draw every day, then your drawing will improve. And I can see that in my sketchbooks, I think I maybe always had this dream when I was younger that I was going to be to do those. I love those botanical pictures that you see with, the whole picture and the roots, and maybe the bulb is cut in half. And I'm not cut out to draw like that. I love it, but I can't do that. And I'm happy with that. But I'm now happy with what I can do. And other people seem to be, since I've started sharing, which obviously has boosted my confidence. And the safety of Anne's Art Club is what gave me that confidence. Absolutely.
So you are a multi-passionate creative, like so many of us. And you also have a business, right? So your business has been like closed and open and closed and open, right? But tell us a little bit about how you got into the salon business and share that part of your story as well.
Well, I'd worked in retail, what now seems like forever, but now it seems like forever ago, to be honest. I worked with horses when I first left school and I loved it, but realised that as much as I loved it, it wasn't going to give me any kind of income that I could survive on. So I needed something else. So I went into retail, and like a lot of people did in retail, I worked my way up. I was a sales advisor. I worked for WH Smith's, I worked for Marks and Spencer's, I worked for Next, and then found
All
my
the
real
big
home
names.
in
Those are all the
all
big
names, all
names.
the big
Yeah.
names, yeah. And then found the Body Shop, which was my real home. I thrived there. I loved the environment. I was lucky enough to meet Anita Roddick many times. She was an amazing, amazing woman, and such fun. So much fun she was. And so I managed more stores in the Northwest at some point. So I'd been supportive in those roles. And when franchise stores came back to company, I was the one that used to go and help with that. The last store that I had was the Trafford store in Manchester, which was our flagship store at the time. And I also managed a little store in Liverpool. And I think it's because they wanted me to do like an area role, but it just would never have been me. I needed to be with my people. So it just never suited. And then I didn't apply. I was invited by Virgin Cosmetics to go and work for them. And I said yes. And then I thought, what am I doing? It's not that I'm not happy with the Body Shop. It's that I need to do something else with my working life. And one of my cousins said, you always have your nails done. Why don't you go and do nails or something? And I think he sort of said it in a bit of a throwaway comment. But I just paid off and I researched it as I do. And I found a place where I could, somewhere that I could rent my table. And as always sort of my way, I then in stealth mode prepared to leave because I didn't want Body Shop to persuade me to stay once I'd made my decision. So I did my training on my days off, and I used to go in the salon and learn how to do the diary and how that side of the business worked. And then eventually I left Body Shop and started the business where it used to take me like 3 hours to do a full set of nails when I first started because I'd just qualified. But after a couple of years, obviously my numbers had gone up, and the lady that owned the business I rented my table. I think you possibly use something similar in the States.
Yes, exactly.
And so she was leaving to have another baby. So Suzanne, the lady who rented her beauty room, and I bought the business. And we're two separate businesses. Suzanne runs beauty, I run nails. We've been there for nearly 20 years. Oh my goodness, where has that time gone?
Right.
Amazing,
wow.
Amazing. And for both of our own business, it's so good that we've got that support in each other. We share the bills. And what I think is so interesting for me is Suzanne and I have got lots of different, lots of things in common, but lots of things different. But our vision for the salon was the same. We wanted clean, crisp, obviously important that it looks clean because it's beauty. So it's done out in black and white and grey. And, we've got on so well. It's just, it's been great. I just get on so well with her. We can tell each other if we don't, you don't feel something, it's not right, but we've just kind of fallen into, I always do the windows, Suzanne does all of the shopping and stuff like that, and plans a lot of the brochures and things. So we work really well together, and I miss her desperately through this lockdown, and the one previous, and obviously the girls that work for us as well. But But hopefully,
but there's very soon. Exactly.
I've even painted my own nails because I feel like I should be getting back
they
in
look
the mood.
beautiful. They look beautiful. But what a wonderful way also to express your creativity, right? Through the design of the windows, frankly, through the designing of the nails and the colors the colors that you use and that you have in the shop for people to select. It's just fantastic. So
I'm obsessed with color.
Exactly. You're obsessed with color and you're surrounded by color all the time, and it's really fabulous. So talk just a little bit about sort of how we met initially, and then how you're using surface design, or how you use surface design in your business and will continue to do so. Let's start there, and then we'll move over to talk about your website.
Okay. Well, I met you in June 2019 when you were obviously getting psyched up for your next Doodles to Dollars. I think it was Masterclass back then. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And I probably saw one of your adverts, and it sounded like just me. I think because you talk about being a creative, so I didn't feel like I'm not that. I thought, no, well, I am a creative. I think I fit into that. And I joined, and I never looked back. Even from that first week of joining Anne's Art Club, people were so welcoming, and you were on there every week talking about creativity and what we all get up to. And so it was fabulous. It was just, I loved every minute of it. So I did doodles with you. I was in Whitby in Yorkshire. Is that noise my end or yours?
No, it's my end. Somebody must be
sorry.
Gardening outside.
It's okay.
So sorry, everybody. I don't know how much you could hear. So quick story. I this year was able to, actually last year, I was able to transition my garage space into this beautiful studio that you see. It's a it's a tiny, tiny little garage, a one-car garage. But now it's my creative studio. But of course, it's not really insulated because it's a garage.
Yeah,
and it's right on the back street behind our house. And so everybody's always gardening. And so there's some blower out there right now. It's lovely. It always looks so pretty. Yeah. But anyway, that's the noise on my end. I hope it's not too loud.
I was just worried that I was doing something, but no, that's fine. Yes, so I found you. We were in Whitby on holiday. I'll never forget it. In this gorgeous lodge. You could walk out of the lodge onto the moors. So inspiring. When you were talking about drawing our motifs, it was just amazing. And even though at that point I was still worried about drawing, but I did. I drew every day. And I followed Doodles to Dollars. And then you did. I didn't sign at the Pattern Academy that time. There was a lot going on at work at the time, but I did Doodles to Dollars again in the October, and I signed up then. Oh, I just loved it. I absolutely loved it, and it's, it never diminishes. There's always bits I can go back and look at, or sometimes you think, oh, how did we do that? Or and sometimes it's just good to go and watch one of your videos and hear your voice.
Right, and then you started like right away creating products for the shop.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that, right? Because you already, obviously you have a very creative mind and also a very good, astute business mind. So talk to us a little bit about how you started to create products for the salon.
One of the doodles that I drew a nail polish bottle. Just as simple. I think that's what I find in drawings. If I can make it simple, that it's a few shapes, then I think, well, yeah, I can do that. So I did that, and I refined it a little bit, and I then took it into Illustrator and image traced it, which all these new people will find out all about in Doodles to Dollars. And I made it into a shape, and then I coloured it, and I sort of chose bright colours that would be you'd find on nail polish bottles, and I made it into a repeating pattern. And then I put it on mugs. I've got a mug with it on, and I sold it in the salon, and they sold so well. And I've also got it on an apron. We have to wear aprons in the salon now, so I did it as like a falling pattern, as though it's falling down the apron. Did I do it on a tea towel? I can't think. I've got it on cards. Everybody loves it. And I sort of use it as my signature pattern now. And, I've got postcards that I send it to clients, and it's on there. And at the moment, I'm working on some like a cream pot and a lipstick and things, just to sort of add into that, because I think it'll work well as a range.
Brilliant. Totally brilliant. So when we pop over to both your website and your Instagram account, we can scroll down and see that original pattern, because one of the things that's so beautiful about your work is, and we have so much to talk about because we have to talk about Frock Friday. Your work is like really crisp, right? There's a combination of sort of crispness of the line, and then of course also the color palettes that you choose are fabulous. So you then, the first thing essentially was creating beautiful patterns, because you took my free mini course that everybody here is going to learn more about, because we're going to do it again starting next month. It's called From Doodles to Dollars. I'll make sure everybody knows how to sign up for it. And then you purchased my Academy program, which is my 8-week paid program. And so you applied your knowledge initially into products for the salon. But then you started to realize that you could have your own online presence through a website and through your use of Instagram. So talk a little bit about that journey. When did those things start to become kind of important for you as a business and creative person?
I think it was, I obviously listened to yourself, I used to listen to yourself every week. I still do listen to you, but I used to listen every week. And so you talked about a website. So I thought, it's the next thing that I should do. But I didn't really have any followers. I mean, I still don't have masses of followers, but I get excited about everyone that I get. Everyone. So I just signed up for it. It was a free site and it was a small little website. And it just got me going. It got me a bit of confidence. And that was great. Instagram I'd always been on, but I set myself up at Pauline Reilly Art and Design. I've generally posted a lot, but I've got to say since Christmas, I pretty much post every day. I did myself a planner, which I've actually now put in my freebies on my webpage. So if you go into that, you would get that. Not that you have to follow what I say. I just found it was easier if I know on a Tuesday I'm doing Teacup Tuesday, and on a Friday I'm doing Frock Friday. So it just gave me a bit of focus, and then I look at it and think Instagram and think, oh, I need to post now, or so that's been great for me. And I am on Twitter, but I'm just not. For all I never shut up. I'm not so much a wordy person. I'm better with pictures,
Yeah, no, I think that's right. And you know what? You don't need to be everywhere. You can pick where you think that your people
where
are,
you belong,
and stay focused there. So I'm going to say another prayer to the internet gods.
Prayer to the internet gods.
Yeah, because I am going to share my screen now. So I want to go to your website so we can go to where your freebie is, so that people can get access to this incredible free download that you have. Because one of the things people struggle with is, well, I don't know how to post on Instagram, or I don't know what to post, or I don't know how often I should post. So your Teacup Tuesday and Frock Friday is totally brilliant. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go to your website first.
Okay.
And I am going to make sure that I check in with everybody who's watching. Give us some thumbs up and some hearts to make sure that you actually saw me switch my screen to Pauline Reilly Art and Design. This website is so beautiful. And one of the things that you can share with us a little bit is this is not your first website, right? Because one of the things that is so important for people to know is you don't have to get your website perfect. You have to get one up and running, and then you can change it and improve it over time.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was one of the things that you said. It's not about, if you wait till it's perfect, you'll never get it there. It's just about getting it going. And that's absolutely what I did with my first one. And I was really lucky. Fiona Watson, I'm not sure if she's on this call, but
she is here. She is here. We've missed Fiona, but Fiona's here.
She gave me some really good feedback when I was posting on my first website about my colours. I think because I really like bright colours and strong colours, I'd maybe gone a little overboard, which is not always ideal for a website. So I was really grateful from that feedback for her. And she also helped me with my logo that's on here, Pauline Reilly Art, which was great. There was colours and little motifs I wanted to use. So big thank you to Fiona. Everyone in the group is so supportive, which really helped me. But yes, that first website, I think I had my portfolio on there. I had links for different things. I love these flowers. I chose them when we're setting up my website, and I just think this gives me such inspiration.
Yeah, gorgeous. And so I love the fact you have a little button that says "Welcome to my place," and that it says "Art is a passion for me," whether it be doodling in a book, watercolor on a page, or drawing in Procreate. I love to create surface pattern designs and illustrations and share my skills with those who'd like to learn. And then you say, love art, enjoy the journey, which I love.
Absolutely.
Your tagline. That's a fantastic tagline.
Yeah.
So as I scroll down on the website, we can see two beautiful images of flowers with you in the center. It's the same image that we used on your announcement post.
Yeah.
You in the outdoors sketching. Then there's a beautiful picture of your puppy, right, of Indiana.
She's gorgeous.
With a little bit more about you. And then here is the sign up part, right? So one of the
Yeah.
things that this is just we're taking a teaching moment. So if you guys are multitasking, come back to us. This is a little teaching moment, a pro tip, as we like to say, that on your website, you have to have a place for people to join your email list. And so you have this beautiful section that says free resources, sign up below. And so if someone gives you their first name, last name, and email address, you will send them some free resources. And so talk a little bit more about what do they get. I know you mentioned it, but let's go through it again.
Yes, I'm not sure. We might, if you go into it, you might, if you put the password out and give you the password, and then
No, don't worry about it. I probably
yeah.
have signed up already, but I'll sign up
I
again.
think you have.
I'll sign up again.
So in there, there's some brushes in there for Procreate, brushes that I've designed myself. I did a lot with
so this is,
Tila
can I
Cunningham.
interrupt you for 1 second? So this is super, super important. So Pauline is using an email service provider called MailChimp, which is really great because it's free until you get about 1,000 followers. So it's really fantastic. And one of the most important things to do in today's world is to do what's called a two-step opt-in. So I'm signing up right now. I think I'm on it already, but I'm going to do it again because it's helpful to show people, especially all the new people who are in the group. You want a two-step opt-in because you basically don't want spammers joining your email list. You actually want real people joining your email list. So what happens, as you guys just saw me do, I put my first, my last, and my email in. I clicked go, and then this immediately popped up, which says confirm humanity. Before we subscribe you, we need to know that you're human. And so you have to click this I'm not a robot box, and then I'm going to click subscribe. So everyone now is doing this who, legitimate businesses, obviously like us, and creative businesses in particular. And so if any of you are joining Pauline's email or my email list, you don't forget to click that secondary, don't forget that second step. Super, super important to do that. So I'm going to continue to your website, and we're going to go back over here.
All right.
I'm not sure why that happened, but I think that we're good to go. So I'm now going to get an email, no doubt, that has some of the freebies in it.
You will, yeah. So this, sorry, Anne. So there's things like brushes in there that I then got an iPad as well, because you can't learn enough at once, can you? You've got to be multitasking. So, and found Procreate and found Tila Cunningham again through yourself, I think. And she does lots of tutorials. She does one every Tuesday. And I've bought classes off her. So I've improved my Procreate skills as well. So I've made some brushes that you get on there, some colour palettes I've done. And I've just added this week, and a couple of weeks ago, the planner that I'd done for Instagram. So that's on there as well.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I clicked over to one of the things that's so beautiful about your website. I love the way that it's organized, because on the very first page, you can immediately see how it's organized, right? Over here on the right below Pauline Reilly Art, where it says love art, enjoy the journey, there's your about page, there's a link to your blog, then there's a shop, then there's your portfolio, then there's your Skillshare, because you're teaching on Skillshare now, which is so awesome. And then you also have a resource library and a contact page, which is awesome. And is there one of these in particular that you want me to pop over to?
I think on the portfolio, you might find my nail polish bottles.
Excellent. Let's see if we can.
Or not.
Oh, you have to tell us. Yeah, you have to tell. Oh, I love the way they load. They load in a super cool way. Yeah, they load in a super cool way. And one of the things that I want you to talk about is it's sometimes when we create so many designs, it's hard to give them names. Talk to us about your naming convention.
Well, I name my patterns after my friends. So that pattern at the top, that I'm pointing at the screen as though you could see, that blue with the flowers in the corner, that's Tanya. And Tanya is a lady that I work with. She works with me, my lovely friend Tanya. So we have Tanya, which is in a peachy colour, and that's Tanya Blue, that one.
So
I
pretty.
do have and that was done with like a watercolor technique with that one.
Yep.
I don't think the Anne's on there, but there is an Anne print. Anne was the first little pods that I did when I did my first time. I did Doodles to Dollars.
Right. And
That one your curse is on.
this is so
Is that,
gorgeous, right? This
I
is
love
actually,
that.
and you used this flower in your logo, right? Isn't this the
I
same?
did.
Isn't this the
It
same?
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's beautiful. And so if
Yeah.
you guys are
Yeah.
seeing me in your screen, I'm pointing right now at the watercolor flower that's part of my logo. It's in Anne
Yeah.
LaFollette art. And you did something similar with this gorgeous, gorgeous print. I love this
Mm.
one. This is also one of
Yeah.
your early days
Yes,
ones.
yes, it was. Yes, yeah.
So I'm
And
gonna
my
put
robins, I love my robins.
this is the cutest robin in the world. It's like the cutest, cutest little robin. It's absolutely adorable, and I love the way that you did them on. Talk a little bit about Christmas, right? Because you did some really beautiful things for Christmas.
So I did that pattern there was actually on, I did it on Christmas decoration. I did it on cushions, cushion covers, and I also did it on decorations. And Zazzle do these gorgeous, they're ceramic decoration. Now, they're not cheap, but what Zazzle are good at is doing offers. So you need to have your artwork ready for when that time comes. Now I didn't know that. I'd already ordered one. It was expensive because I was just too excited and couldn't wait, and I didn't think I'd be able to sell them then. And then they did this offer, and it was like 50% off. Now I don't make, like you probably know, you don't make a lot on individual products like that, but you make a little bit of something. It brings you something in. It gets you recognition. But they were half price, so it meant I could sell them for a decent price. And I did one for you, and I personalized the back, I think, didn't I, on
You
yours?
did.
But
You did. It's
yeah,
and you're so
yeah,
right. I'm bringing you back on screen because what you just described is like so important. I mean, one of the things
yeah,
that everyone in this group learns over time is all the different ways that you can make money
yeah,
at surface design. And one of the ways to do that, whether you're here in the United States or you're in Wales or other parts of the UK like you are and many other members are, or you're in Australia or you're in continental Europe, like Maria's in Sweden, and we have also other members who are in Germany and France and many other countries, and Israel, and Katya's in Sicily. So, what's great is that you have access to these companies that are called print on demand, and you can buy small amounts of your own inventory. But the trick, as Pauline just said, is buy them when that site is having a sale. And
yeah,
the trifecta is to buy them when they're on sale and they're offering free shipping. So that you can just buy 5 of
yeah.
your
Oh yeah,
mugs or 10 of your mugs or some of your Christmas decorations at the discount. Some of these sites give you a designer discount on top of that. And then if they also have free shipping, then it's awesome. You have a teeny bit of
yeah,
inventory. It's not a big investment, and then you can resell it at full price. And then you have a
yeah,
really you have a really decent margin. So
yeah,
thanks for bringing that
yeah,
up. That's a great
yeah,
example
yeah,
of
yeah.
also thinking through these things to do them in the smartest, most economical
Mm.
way possible.
Yeah.
So let's go over to your Instagram account. And I'm sure that on your Instagram account we can find your beautiful. Um, so tell us about your strategy for posting on Instagram. Share that with us while I scroll down a bit.
Right. Well, so what I've started doing, particularly from the beginning of the year, I've done this planner. So on a Monday, I let me think. I can't think what to post on a Monday now. I post a quote on a Monday, or something positive, something a bit of a motivation thing. On a Tuesday, we have Teacup Tuesday, and you can see little Louis up there. That's my friend's dog. He went on a Christmas adventure as well. He had a hat at Christmas, a Santa's hat.
So can you stop
So
for a second because the way you
yeah,
drew him is totally awesome, right?
he was done in Procreate. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
and he's just marks, right? You
yeah,
created him totally
yeah,
from lines.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
Total,
fantastic.
yeah. And then I just put a colour behind him, where I wanted him to be a bit lighter and a bit darker.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's just and he does look like he's a border terrier, so he's wiry. So that's how he looks.
It's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure he looks exactly like that. I'm sure he looks exactly
Yeah.
like that. So then you have Frock Friday.
Yeah, Frock Friday. I love Frock Friday. And that was Tanya and myself back in work. And we must have decided we are going to wear frocks on Friday. And I thought, oh, Frock Friday, that would be a good hashtag. I love that one, I've got to say.
Oh my
And
gosh, I love this. This is like a border
yeah,
print, right? You put the border along the bottom and the border
yeah,
across the top, which is a special lesson inside my academy program. Is like, how do you do border
yeah,
prints?
yeah,
And it's gorgeous.
yeah.
And then did
So
you
pretty.
also
Bring on the
include a
summer.
little bit of did you include a
A
little bit of
texture.
texture? Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes, yeah, there's texture in there
Look
as
at
well.
you
Yeah.
go, girl.
Yeah,
It's
I know. I
fabulous.
was taught by the best.
Well, and listen, it's just like the most important message for people who watching is that if you keep working at it, you just get better and better and better.
Mm,
Look at this one.
mm,
Oh my goodness, I love this one too. Look at this beautiful
mm. It's a
geometric.
bit, oh, I can't remember what his name is now. I think I put in there a bit, oh gosh, I can't think of the artist. I might have put it in the comments
Yeah,
lately,
let's
but it
look.
reminded me of
Frock Friday is back,
uh,
and it's sort of like Mondrian or
Montreal. That's it. Yes,
right?
yeah,
It's wonderful,
yeah,
geometric.
yeah,
So look at
yeah,
you. You've got all these
yeah,
incredible posts. I'm going to keep going down because I know that you. So here's
yeah,
actually the geometric you made for that dress. It's
yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then I'm sure that you have your nail polish in here
Yeah, it must
someplace.
be on there
But
somewhere.
look at you, you've been doing such a great job. So one of the things that's so important for people to realize as I scroll down here is over time, if you just post a couple times a week, look at all of these incredible assets that you
Mm.
have. So here you go. So here is a picture of
Oh, there it
the
is.
of a one of your cups with the nail pattern on it. And so we probably are getting warmer.
I think we're getting close.
Yeah. And hold on a second. Here we go. So here is the version that you
That's
created
it.
for the
Yeah.
salon.
Yeah.
Look how sweet that is. I'm zooming
And the
in.
company that printed that for me, the colours were slightly different. And I just think it shows you companies are really supportive. I'd sent it to them and they said, oh, one of the colours of the bottle is too close to the colour of the apron. Oh, there it is. There's the bottle pattern there.
Yeah.
And so they were just, and they just sent me a little email and I tweaked it and sent it back. And, I think so, when I first sent, I was a bit thinking, oh gosh, what am I doing? What do I know what I'm doing? Have I sent the right? But so often, these people are really supportive because they want you to buy from them. So, that was a big learning for me that with that apron. And
Yeah, they
so,
want you to be successful. I mean, I
yeah,
think that that is what's so
yeah, yeah,
incredibly important for everybody to realize is that as you
yeah,
embark on this as a new surface designer and as a creative entrepreneur, that you actually are going to find much more support than you think you are because the
yeah, yeah,
industries that are looking for new designs all the time, they want new talented people
yeah.
and they want
Mm,
new fresh designs and they are always looking for because
yeah,
if you look
yeah.
around you there's patterns on everything. Right?
Everything, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about what's next for you. So of course I'm so blessed that you're going to be working as my community manager here inside Anne's
I'm
Art
so
Club.
excited, so
And
excited.
the special treat is that, or for me, that makes it even more special, is your official start date is next Monday, which is the 15th of March, which is my mom's birthday. And my mom
Oh,
passed away 18 months ago, or actually, well, coming up on, yeah, she passed away in August. But she would have been turning 88, I think. She'd turn 88 on Monday. And so she's been looking down on me ever since she went up into the beautiful
yeah.
sky and has continuing to watch the evolution of my journey. And so what better date to bring you on as my community manager than her birthday? And
Absolutely.
so I'm so excited about that, and we can talk more about just what that role looks like. But more importantly, talk about what you're working on right now yourself, because I want to make sure that this whole audience knows the projects that you're working on for your own business so we can support you.
Oh, right. Well, at the moment, I'm working on my second Skillshare class, which again is about Procreate. It's simply drawing in Procreate. And what I wanted to try and do was to share what you sort of shared with me, that you can draw. There will be things in it that for people that feel that they're confident, because I know we have a lot of people on here that have got a professional background in art, and they've always been so welcoming in your group, and I've never felt like a poor relation because I'd not been to art school or anything like that. But so the class is very much so a bit of how my journey, what I did and how I've improved my drawing. So I maybe do draw something to begin with, but then I draw over it. I mean, we called it tracing at school, but I think it's called skeleton drawing now.
Some fancy name.
Yeah, it'll have a fancy name. And but of course in Procreate it's really easy because you put the first image you drew underneath, and you can reduce the opacity of that layer, put another layer on top and draw and improve your lines. And so that was one of the things, and it's to encourage everybody to sort of draw every day. I put a few hacks in there that I've found or I've found through others. And also there's 3 projects in there that I carry out that I have videoed as I do them. However, this afternoon's one, I did the whole thing and realized I hadn't pressed record, which
hey, it
so
happens.
I'm doing that one again. But I like it, so it was an afternoon of drawing, wasn't it? Nothing else. But I also put in there beginner's guide to Procreate, so that anyone who hasn't got any experience of it can just step into that as well.
So I'm going to go to Skillshare right now, because I just pulled it up in the background so that people can find you on there. And hold on a second, I'm going to share my screen again. And I logged into Skillshare so that we can see. So if people are members of Skillshare, you can go into Skillshare if you're already a member, and then all you need to do is type up in this search box. All you need to do is type in Pauline's name. So I just put in Pauline Reilly. See, it populated right away, and then you just click on it, and it brings you to her About page on Skillshare, and she's showing her beautiful robin pattern. And then if you scroll down, so here's your signature nail polish design and these incredibly beautiful flamingos. I remember that as well. You've got a bunch of projects, and then here's what she's teaching already. So she has illustrating a letter in Procreate. So if I click on this, and it's going to open up for me, and you can see how Pauline has. Isn't that awesome? That's like totally awesome. I love the music, Pauline. The music is fantastic. And so that was your first Skillshare class. So congratulations. It takes a lot of work to get a class up and running. And now you're doing the second one.
Yeah, doing the second one. There's I mean, I'm always like you, probably only working on a few things. I'm working on a journal. I think Katia, when she's been in the spotlight, has talked about the journals that you can do on the KDP websites on Amazon. So I did one last year for church, and we raised some funds. And this year we're doing one for Rotary. I'm a Rotary member. So we're going to do one about the historic village of Harden, which is where we live, and also put a little trail in there. And we're going to sell it and make a little bit of profit for Rotary, as well as a community type thing. So I'm working on drawings for that as well.
And so you're not just a Rotary member. You have another announcement to share.
I know. I'm president-elect, so in July I will take on president's role, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but I'm really excited about.
Not that you have anything really going on.
No, I like to be busy. What's that phrase? If you want something doing, ask a busy person.
Right, exactly. If you want something to get done, ask a busy person. Because they are the ones who will be able to get it done for you.
Yeah.
That is just outstanding. That's just outstanding. So it's so much fun to be able to share everything. And then I wanted to make sure we take a minute to talk about the space you're sitting in, because as each of us continue in our journey, we realize how important it is to have a space somewhere I'm in my garage. Talk to us about this new space.
I don't know if you can see if I turn that a little bit. Can you see? Oh, is it it is that way, isn't it? You can see my bookcase behind me.
And your flowers.
Yeah, my flowers. Yes, yeah. And then I don't know what is that, my door? I haven't got any pictures on that side yet. But behind me, I'm going to have like a display board. pin board type, display board type thing. And I was going to do the pattern I showed you the other day, which was little green patterns, but I think I'm going to do that one that was on that pink dress, with the flowers like the border pattern. So it would look like I'm sat in a meadow when I'm online.
Oh, that would be so fun. That would be, listen, having some kind of a board or a backdrop that you can change up all the time is super fun.
So it was a spare bedroom. And really the only people that come to stay with us now, I think because I moved away from home when we got married, like we're not close to my parents where they live or anything. So we always had this spare bedroom for them to come and stay. And but now when mum and dad come and stay, well, they're not allowed to come and stay at the moment, but there's nowhere. And we have stairs. Mum and dad live in a bungalow, and so it's easier. We have a hotel just around the corner that has a lift, and so they're going to stay there. And they'd already said that to me. And then my sister and my friend said about, why have you never done that with that room? And I was like, well, because it's a bedroom. And Angie said, but we visit like 3-4 times a year. It's silly to have a room and not use it. And particularly through lockdown, I think. So we've decorated it. And when Jed's around, I call it the snug. But we all know it's my studio.
That's great. That's really, really great. And it is so nice to have a space where you can go in, you can close the door.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's south facing, so I get the sun. It's beautiful. It's so lovely. So yeah,
fantastic.
I'm really lucky.
Fantastic. So Susan Palmer says, how do you get everything done, Pauline?
Oh, well, I do have a planner. I do use my planner. And I don't always get everything done that's in the planner. Sometimes I look at my 3 things and I've not done those 3 things. I've done 3 other things.
Exactly. Well, but, listen, that's okay. You needed to get those 3 things done too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I work to a diary when we're in the salon anyway. And I use my planner. I also use my phone a lot. The girls in the salon always laugh at me because an alarm will go off in the salon. I usually have my phone on silent, but the alarm will go off. And Suzanne's like, what's that for? It's like, oh, I need to post my Instagram post now just to remind me. But years ago, I was one of those women who, before we had mobile phones, I would be in work and I'd phone myself at home and leave a reminder to do something when I got home. So
very smart.
So I've always been one for reminders and things. So
yeah.
I just try to plan. I'm certainly not the most organized, but I try.
That's
so
awesome.
There you
That's
go.
awesome. Well, listen, while we kind of wrap up here, I want to make sure that people who are here can ask you any questions that they have.
Absolutely.
And you're getting all these fabulous congratulations, how cool your own space. And
thank you.
From Fiona Watson and Carmelia's here as well. It's so exciting to see so many familiar faces. And so afterwards, of course, there'll be the replay.
Yeah.
So any of you watching the replay, welcome to Anne's Art Club. And you can watch the replay, Pauline, so you can see everybody's comments.
Yeah.
And so in terms of what Pauline is going to be doing here inside Anne's Art Club, she is going to take over the place. And so she is going to help me with posting. We're going to do some fun posts on Mondays to get you guys excited about posting what you're working on, so we can learn more about what you're doing and you can share some of your work. She'll be doing the Welcome Wednesday posts. She'll help me remind you guys that on Wednesdays, come rain or shine, at noon Pacific Standard Time, I'm always live over on my Facebook page, which is LaFollette Art, and sometimes people don't know how to find it. And we're going to do lots of other fun things together. But I'm so incredibly excited to have you on my team, and also
I'm thrilled
to make sure that I don't take too much of your time, so you can continue to pursue all of your own multi-passions as well. So let's see. So Susan Palmer said, how kind of you to give him the bigger bedroom. So, and then you've got Vicky saying, you're our rock star, Pauline, which is so sweet.
Thank you, Vicky.
And so you'll recognize everybody's name, right? This is such an incredible community. We all get to know each other so well, and I'm so excited. I'm so incredibly excited. So if no one has any questions, I am going to let you go. There was one thing that came up earlier, which was just how do you know when there's a sale for, I think it was Amy Bogan who asked, how do you know when there's a sale for on those sites? And they don't publish a sale schedule, Amy. And so when you become an artist on them, right? When you actually create your own Society6 or Redbubble or Art for America, or you can Google print-on-demand sites and you'll get the top 10 sites, the most popular the top 10 sites. When you create your own shop on them, you become an insider and they'll email you in advance of a couple of days in advance of a sale. But they don't have an annual calendar or anything like that.
No, I think, can I just say, because I think the other thing is with the Zazzle, it made sense to me that they started discounting, like doing a 50% off on things like the Christmas decorations. I think it was about the middle of November, which actually makes sense because that's when they think people are going to buy them. You know, they're at full price at the moment. And things like, I think at the moment, invitations have a discount on the Zazzle site. So it kind of, there's no, like you said, set calendar, but it sort of makes sense. When you get into the rhythm of it, you know, who's promoting what.
Yeah, and of course you and I have this other commonality where, you know, you worked for all these big retail companies, I worked for all these big retail companies, so we have a little bit more kind of the retail DNA, sort of saying, well, this is probably when things are going to go on sale, and this is probably, but we're all consumers, right?
Yeah.
We're all consumers, so everyone who's watching is a consumer, and so you also know, well, wait a minute, I always hold my money back because I want to buy at this time when I know there's going to be a sale. And so you can lean into that knowledge that each and every one of you also has. So listen, this has been such a joy. I'm going to wrap things up since I don't see any other questions popping up other than just lots of congratulations. Cheryl says, Pauline, so we are lucky to have you. And Jane Foster says, I'm so happy for both of you. I know, it's like a total win-win. And
we're so lucky.
We're super, super lucky. And welcome again to all of you who are brand new here. We can't wait to get to know you better. And so
you're going to love it.
It's going to be so fun. And so the next thing to just be aware of, and I will post about it in a little bit, is that, so first of all, Pauline's role starts on next Monday. And so her first post is going to be a really fun Motivation Monday post. So watch out for that next Monday on my mom's birthday. And then, however, this afternoon, I'm going to be posting, actually not this afternoon, very soon, I'm going to be posting a reminder about where to find me at noon today, because at noon Pacific Standard Time, which is in about an hour, I will be live again at noon Pacific Standard Time, which is 3 p.m. on the East Coast and is 8 p.m. where Pauline is in the UK, in Wales. I'll be live on my Facebook page to talk about this week's blog post. So hopefully many of you will rejoin us then. And then, of course, don't forget, every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here inside Anne's Art Club, we do a student spotlight. And so Jane Foster, who is a sewist, an illustrator, and a surface pattern designer, is coming on Friday. And so I will be posting, I'll be changing the cover image for Anne's Art Club to highlight her so that you mark your calendar and you guys all come back here inside Anne's Art Club on Friday at 10 a.m. for a spotlight with Jane Foster. Okay, so thank you, everyone. And Pauline, welcome to Anne LaFollette Art. And so thrilled to have you here. I know you and I are going to talk again real soon. And in the meantime, everybody, I hope you all have a fabulous day. And as you know, I always say in closing that I am Anne LaFollette. And it's never too late to create. So bye for now. And hopefully I'll see you all at noon Pacific Standard Time over on Anne's Art Club. I mean, over on, of course, I'm confused now. Anne LaFollette Art, my Facebook page. All right, thank you, Pauline. Bye for now.
Bye.